Hey friends and neighbors, old Doc here. I know a few weeks ago I was checking the fluids and stuff here on the 073, and I showed you I got an oil leak. I'm suspecting it's the front crank seal, but I'm not positive. But you can see what a mess it has made all over the front of this engine. Hopefully you can see it. I can't see the screen because the sun's behind me. But I was down in the basement and I came across this. Down in the corner, auto engines and white wall tires, full strength. Floor mats, chrome, whatever. So directions must be followed to avoid damaging surfaces. Pre-test on unexposed area to determine surface integrity and color fastness. Yeah. So what we got here is an empty bottle of fly spray that we used on the horses, and I really like this stuff. This stuff would kill the flies. It didn't just chase them away, it killed them. So I'm going to pour some of this Super Clean in here, full strength, even though it's, I don't know, probably at least 10 years old, and it's not diluted down. It's the full strength version. We're going to spray it on here and see what happens. I know a lot of you guys like Super Clean. Apparently I wasn't too impressed with it, or I still wouldn't have it. I would have used it up. But we're going to try it on here because the majority of this is just engine oil. It's not caked on grease and all that mess. So let me get this spray bottle filled up and I'll bring you back. All right, we got to pour it into the spray bottle here. And we're going to give everything just a pretty good dose. And we'll see what happens. Maybe maybe it will change my opinion of it. Like I said, I'm sure if I thought it had worked, I wouldn't have any left over. Now, we will I'm going to close the hood down a bit because it's It's hot out. Supposed to get up in the 94, I think, again today. So I'm just going to close the hood down, keep the sun off of it for a few minutes, and let that work. Boy, she's been dry. Dry. I think the last rain we got was 2.5 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago. 7/10 of an inch of rain. Since then, she's dried up, and the white top clover has really taken over. And what a mess. She's really dry. I have some, it's clover and brush killer. I mixed her up pretty weak because I didn't want to kill the grass too. That, and you're not supposed to use the stuff around maple trees. And the big ugly maple tree I don't care about, but this one I don't want to kill. So we had storms north of us and south of us in last night, and they were calling for like 2-inch hail. And I guess out at Remsen, Iowa, which is east of us, they had cornfields out there just stripped and destroyed. But you had to find out about that on social media, because the local stations around here, Channel 14, Channel 9, Channel 4, you know, all they're interested in is gobbling on Biden's biscuits and COVID. Nothing else is important to the local stations in Sioux City, so you won't hear anything about that, about the storms. So I'll bring you back. I'm going to wait a little bit, let that soak, get the garden hose and the sprayer, and we'll see what happens. Well, we rinsed her off. Did it work? Yeah, somewhat, maybe. It took I don't know if it was the super cleaner or just the hose, but washed some of the battery acid off there. And I'm sure it took some off to a certain extent. But like I said, it wasn't caked on, you know, didn't have dirt mixed with it and like grease and greasy stuff. So I think you be the judge. I'm gonna hose it down. Well, I'm gonna let the sun get on here and dry this again, because I rinsed the super clean off with the garden hose. And I think here in a little bit, when this dries off, I'll spray it down with super clean again and see what happens. So I'll bring you back. Well, there's treatment number 2, friends and neighbors. Did it help? Yeah, I think a little bit. What I did notice is did that to the plastics and the rubber. I don't know if that's the super clean. I didn't let it dry on there, but I'll let you decide. I think it helped somewhat. Well, I'm sure it did. Maybe if the jug wasn't at least 12 or 15 years old. I don't know how old it is. Maybe it would have worked better. Now, some of that, I don't know if you can see it because my hand creates a shadow. Some of that down in there is a little caked on. So, but the I think the majority, and let's see, back, that right there, that is caked on. But I think, you know, for the most part, I think it did get the loose splattered oil. I should probably take a power washer to it because as it's drying, it's turning the plastics and the rubber, you know, white. You can see there, it looks like it's got frost on it. But maybe we'll put the power washer on it later. So, and I'm sure it would help, you know, if a guy could get it in the shade where it wasn't so hot and dry, and you know, to where you kind of had to hurry or keep spraying it on there to keep it from drying out. You know, before you had to rinse it off, give it a chance to soak more than 10 minutes. So anyway, that's where we're at. I thought I'd give it a try and let you guys decide, see what you think. Like I said, you know, if a guy could have probably left it on there, let it soak a little bit longer, I'm sure it would have helped more. And this stuff is, you know, 12, 15 years old, something like that. So, you know, it's not, I didn't water it down or anything like that. That's full strength. So there's my super clean input. And we'll power wash it a little bit. And I got to find that leak. I got to find out what's leaking. I thought it was an oil line, but I don't think it is. It may be a pressure sensor or something. I'm really hoping it's not the front crank seal. Not that I have to pull the engine or anything. You pull the fan and the radiator and just so you got room under there to pull the harmonic balancer off. And once you have that off, then you can get that front crank seal out and put back in. It's just one of them deals, you know, you got to get it cleaner than hell before you want to work on it, because otherwise you just fill a 5-gallon bucket with oil and stick your arms in it before you even get started. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and hopefully you guys are getting some rain. Shane, he's got getting his hay down. That looks really good. Ed Goslin, he's trying to get his dried out in this yesterday's video, or the video I watched this morning. So the only thing that's growing here is the weeds, and they're growing slow. So with that, friends and neighbors, do something kind for a stranger, a friend, a relative. Be kind to each other. And happy trails.